I would recommend ZeoCharge to everybody.
This has been the best detox product that I've been able to add into my protocols for my clients.
Really, I would recommend it for anyone with a pulse.
So I have a lot of patients currently taking ZeoCharge. In fact, I think all of them are.
And I'm a practitioner and I've done like every protocol in the book. And this honestly has been a game changer for my gut health.
What I've noticed is definitely improvements in energy, sleep, mental focus.
My energy is better. My focus is better. Just my brain overall is better. I feel better in my joints and in my gut. It made a huge difference in my gut.
I've seen improvements in my mental clarity, in energy, digestion, and I've seen the results on the oligo scan, so I know it's working.
People have asked me, how long are you going to take this for? And I tell them, I'm going to take this for the rest of my life.
Hi, my name is Lori Hammer. I'm a nutritional therapist. I've been taking the ZeoCharge for about 5 months, and myself, I've been fluctuating between 5 to say 8 scoops a day, depending on what's going on. My experience so far for myself has been amazing. This is probably the best I've ever felt trying to detox heavy metals and other things out of my body. I am not having any adverse reactions like I would normally have. And so I feel like my energy is better, my focus is better, just my brain overall is better. I feel better in my joints and in my gut. It made a huge difference in my gut for sure. I've always had challenges with SIBO and constipation issues and those kind of things. And I'm a practitioner and I've done like every protocol in the book. And this honestly has been a game changer for my gut health. I've tried a lot of different detox protocols in the past, and I've been using the same detox protocol for quite a number of years with some really good success, and yet at the same time having a lot of still detox reactions myself and with my clients. And so what I'm noticing with the ZeoCharge is I'm not having those reactions with myself and my clients anymore. So I would say that this has been the best detox product that I've been able to add into my protocols for my clients. Okay. And I've tried other zeolite products in the past, and one that I've been currently using for quite a number of years, and I'm not getting the detox reactions with the ZeoCharge like I was with the other zeolite product. So we've done some illegal scans with a few of my clients and myself, and we have noticed we can see the detox cycles happening in the body with the ZeoCharge. My clients really like the product because, one, it's super easy to use. You just put it in some liquid and they're good to go for the day. They only have to think about it one time. They just do their dose that's best for them, and they're feeling better. So a lot of relief that they've been experiencing is, especially since most of them have been on previous detoxes with me, they're experiencing not as much brain fog while we are detoxing now. They're sleeping better, their joint pain is less, their gut is feeling a lot better. So just overall, just feeling better without having to fight a lot of detox symptoms. So the dosing it took me a bit to get used to because I've always been taught to start low and go high, but with the high dose theory, it's been amazing. So I generally start most of my clients out on at least 6 scoops, and some of them need to go higher, and then we just gradually taper off in the dosage as time goes on. And so it's been an experience, but it's also been really good, so we just have a lot less detox symptoms. I think I would recommend this product for every client that you have. I can't think of a situation unless somebody I really can't think of a situation where I wouldn't use it with any of my current clients. I just really like this product. I'm so excited that this has been created. It's a high quality product. The third-party testing is amazing. It's removing heavy metals, it's removing biotoxins, and the studies and the scans show it. And so there's proof in the pudding and in the science. I heard about ZeoCharge from actually 2 different sources. I use an oligo scan, and the owner of the illegal scan company said, hey, you need to meet Jeff Hoyt because he's on the same page as you. And then I went to our biological dentist and he said, hey, you need to connect with Jeff Hoyt and check out his zeolite product because I think it'll be a good fit for you. And so then I did, and it was a very good fit. And I am enjoying using it with almost every single client in my practice right now.
I'm Kimberly Ann. I'm a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner. And I've been dealing with severe ME/CFS, Lyme disease, mold illness, and heavy metal toxicity for the past 15 years. I've also suffered a head injury 2 years ago, so I've had quite a lot of things going on, but I wanted to take a minute to tell you about my experience with ZeoCharge. So I first learned about ZeoCharge in my professional organization group for my practitioner group, and there were other practitioners in there talking about their experience using it with themselves and also with clients. So that really piqued my interest, and I decided to go on to the Zeolite Labs website. And I was just really impressed with all of the information and education that Jeff had put on there. So I spent the next day going through all of that information. However, I was reluctant to start the product because I had tried so many detox products in the past and had negative reactions that I had pretty much given up on detox and felt like I was too sick to detox, that my detox pathways were not working properly. So I reached out to a colleague of mine who was taking the product and also had a lot of the same issues that I had, and talked to her about her experience, and she didn't have any negative reactions with the product. So based on her recommendation, I started taking it. My experience has been very positive. I was actually terrified to start the product, especially with Jeff's higher dose theory, because that went against everything that I knew about myself. In the past, I always had to start with teeny tiny doses and microdose, and then just work up to a regular dose. So the idea of taking, 4 tablespoons or 6 tablespoons actually terrified me. However, I took the plunge and I started with 2 tablespoons. I did okay, so I went to 4 tablespoons, did okay. So then I went up to the max of 6 tablespoons and had absolutely no negative detox reactions, which was surprising in a good way. And I will say that I did notice pretty quickly that my energy was getting better, my thoughts were getting clearer. So I did see that type of effect, but as far as any sort of detox reactions, I didn't feel anything at all. I have been taking ZeoCharge for approximately 90 days. And the first 30 days, I've been doing oligo scans, which measures the tissue levels of toxic metals, of minerals, and also vitamins. And the first 30 days, I was already releasing some of the most toxic metals like lead, mercury, and gadolinium. Then the second 30 days, I did another scan and I was releasing aluminum, nickel, and cadmium, and a few others. So I know it's working, even though I'm not having negative detox reactions. So I've seen improvements in my mental clarity, in energy, digestion, and I've seen the results on the oligo scan, so I know it's working. I've tried so many detox approaches in the past. I've used other zeolites that were in liquid form. I did one program for 2 years, which used the liquid zeolite plus a lot of other supplements. So there's like 2 handfuls of supplements in addition to the liquid zeolite. And I either saw no results or I had a negative reaction to that. And then I also did mineral balancing to try to get my body into the condition to detox on its own. I did mineral balancing for 2 years and I didn't see any movement. Well, I saw a tiny bit of movement in one metal, but that was over the course of 2 years. And, when you add those together, that's 4 years of my life. Whereas with ZeoCharge, I saw the most toxic metals coming out within the first 30 days. So it's just really been unbelievable. I've tried several zeolites in the past. I've tried liquid zeolite and I either saw no results or I had a negative reaction. As compared to ZeoCharge, which is in the powder form. And of course, I'm taking a higher dose, which I believe is key. And I've seen great improvements in my energy level, my mental clarity, digestion, And I've seen the results on the test, so I know that the metals are coming out. I would recommend ZeoCharge to all of my clients, anyone who's dealing with any sort of health issue for sure. I see this as really one of the first steps in clearing out all the junk. Like, I love the fact that ZeoCharge doesn't only bind to heavy metals, but it binds to mycotoxins, it binds to lipopolysaccharides, it binds to ammonia, it binds to, just biotoxins, all this stuff that's gunking up our detox pathways. So really definitely for people who are dealing with a health challenge, but really I would recommend it for anyone with a pulse, because we live in such a toxic world. It's going to catch up with all of us at some point. And so if you are healthy and want to stay healthy, I would recommend it. If you aren't healthy and you're trying to get healthy, I recommend it. I would just like to say that I love the fact that ZeoCharge works with the body and not against the body. You're not forcing any kind of detox with ZeoCharge. You're just clearing things out so that the body, in its innate wisdom, can let go of toxins and metals when it's safe for you. So you don't risk any sort of recirculation and harming yourself in any way. This is an extremely safe product. And I just wanted to say that I appreciate all the education that Jeff put on the website, because I'm the kind of person that likes to find out why something works the way it works. And I just really appreciated getting a different perspective on detox.
My name is Dr. Mandy, and I am a doctor in clinical nutrition, and I work with patients with IC and bladder pain syndrome. I primarily work with those clientele, but in the past year or two, I've had a lot of other patients come to me to help optimize their health. I would recommend ZeoCharge to everybody. If you live in the United States or westernized part of the world and you are exposed to our environment, our air, indoor air, outdoor air, I mean, there's pollution, there's food toxicity. If you are in this situation and you're not living this really uber clean life on a farm somewhere away from, the real world, then you need to take this. And people have asked me, how long are you going to take this for? And I tell them, I'm going to take this for the rest of my life. When I first started taking ZeoCharge, I noticed an immediate change in my energy levels, mitochondria. I remember telling him, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm bouncing off the walls. What is going on here? And to be honest with you, that hasn't really changed. Sometimes I wonder, gosh, I'm getting older. Why am I getting more energetic? Like, it should be the other way around. But for me, it's actually been, substantial changes in energy and focus, mental focus have been my biggest improvement. I was one of the first people to use ZeoCharge. I've been taking ZeoCharge for about a year now. Again, I was on the wait list to be one of the first people to try it out. Currently, I take about 3 to 4 scoops. I feel like that's something my body needs right now. Every once in a while, I might take 2. Terry, my husband, is taking 4 a day. So we're on the 2 to 4 range of scoops of ZeoCharge. So I have many reasons that I like ZeoCharge. The first thing is, obviously, it's kind of a one-stop shop. I like the fact that I don't have to take other binders. I like the fact that I don't have to worry that, it's impairing my mineral absorption, or I have to take it away from food. It just really simplifies supplementation. So that's number 1. Number 2, I just like how I feel on it. Like I said, I told Jeff immediately after I started taking it, I noticed a jump in my energy and mitochondrial function. I felt more energetic. So that alone, hands down, I love that about it. But really, the third thing, which kind of sounds weird, is it tastes really good. I love mixing it in a shake. I've tried other zeolite products, not the same. When you use other zeolite products, you almost feel like you're eating rocks, like rock dust. Whereas with this one, it doesn't taste like that. It mixes very well in a smoothie. You don't even notice it's in there, and actually kind of makes the smoothie even more creamy, if that makes sense. So from a taste perspective, I've had no problems. I have a very picky husband. He doesn't like things added to his shakes. He doesn't notice this. My children don't notice this. And to me, that's a win because my kids are very, very taste and texture sensitive, and they complain about everything in their shake. So putting in the ZeoCharge, never have a complaint. And I want a recipe I want to share with you. I have made what's called a ZeoCharge milkshake, and I do a cup of flax or coconut milk and a banana and 3 to 4 scoops of ZeoCharge. And I'm telling you, it's just like drinking a milkshake. So I have a funny story. I have a friend, a client of mine. She's like a friend client. She actually tells me she craves the ZeoCharge by itself with just water. We mix it in a shake. She drinks it straight and she literally craves it. And that tells me that her body needs it. She's also living in a house filled with mold. So it kind of makes sense that her body is saying, you need this. And, you know, she drinks it without any flavors, any fruit or anything, just by itself. So I finally bit the bullet, and I'm making all of my patients redo the HTMAs now every 4 to 6 months, just because when I wasn't doing it, I couldn't have anything to compare to see what was working. And now that I have the data, I have noticed that the patients who do not take the ZeoCharge do not get the shift. So I'll literally put it side by side, and I see that their oxidation rate hasn't changed very much. And even some of their ratios have not changed very much. Those who take it religiously, meaning like daily at their proper dosing, so not half a scoop, not skipping doses, taking the 2 to 4 scoop range or whatever I was recommending for them, I have seen the dramatic changes even as low as 4 months with their oxidation rate. So I've seen slow oxidizers become fast oxidizers. I've seen, calcium magnesium ratios shifting positively. I've seen thyroid ratios shifting positively. I've seen if they have biounavailability, I'm seeing better availability of the macro minerals, especially calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium. So we are definitely seeing with the combination of ZeoCharge that the minerals are being absorbed better and they're being utilized better. And I can actually measure this now, and I can actually show proof now on HTMAs before and after. Initially, when I thought about doing a higher dose, it was a little daunting for me until I learned about the higher dose theory and I understood the physiology behind all that. I think everybody should start with a higher dose. I just feel like when you're just doing the 1 scoop, yeah, maybe more economic for you, but then you're not getting that deeper level of detox. And honestly, I can tell you with Terry, my husband, he was taking, initially we were doing just 1 scoop, and it wasn't until we increased it to 4 that we started really seeing the changes. So everybody's going to vary on how much they need. And honestly, if you really should consider and understand what's really going on with the higher dose and why it's effective. But I have found that, 4 scoops seems to be like for most people where I want them to be, at least initially, and until we start really seeing movements of some of these metals and some of these mycotoxins. So for what I've noticed is definitely improvements in energy, sleep, mental focus. And now my husband, Terry, has been taking it, and we also noticed the same thing with him. In fact, if he doesn't get a ZeoCharge for a few days, he comes and asks me, have you given my ZeoCharge? So he actually notices if he's not taking it. Sometimes he'll actually even get a headache, and that's kind of his sign that like he needs it. As far as Terry goes, biomarker wise, I've noticed that he has iron overload issues, that's just been causing a lot of oxidative stress in his body. So his numbers are getting better. Biggest one we've seen, ferritin 52. He was at a peak at almost 300 at one point, and his ALT was at one point in the mid 40s, and now he is at 25. So that is really what we've noticed so far with him. So there's substantial changes in blood chemistry, but the biggest thing we're noticing is we just feel younger and more energetic. Generally speaking, binders are known to bind your nutrients, known to bind your minerals and your vitamins. This one works differently. You look at the data that I've just collected, and I'm sure other people are doing the same thing. And you look at the changes in the minerals alone on the testing, and you talk to people and you listen to them and you hear how much better they feel. That's all the proof you need. Currently, the only binder I'm recommending is ZeoCharge. Personally, for me, my own experience, I didn't get the mitochondrial boosts from them. And it makes sense why, because those were binders. They weren't optimizing my mineral absorption. In fact, they might have been doing the opposite. They might have been inhibiting my mineral absorption because that's what binders do. That's a downside to the charcoals and some of these other binders, that they actually can impair mineral absorption. And this one, zeolites are actually unique in that they actually increase mineral absorption. So I have a lot of patients currently taking ZeoCharge. In fact, I think all of them are. And the thing is, everyone's so different on where their baseline is as far as how much they need. I think a lot of it depends on their detox pathways and their toxic burden. So in general, most of my patients are taking in the 2 to 4 scoop range, especially to start. I do have some odd balls that are at the 8 scoop mark right now. And when they don't take it, they're not feeling good. So for them to function, they're at that 8 scoop. Now, these are also the people who are very much burdened by mycotoxins. So I have a feeling that's probably why. But generally speaking, most of my patients have responded pretty well to it. They feel kind of similar to me, more energy, more mental focus, reduced bladder pain. It's just something that has become a staple with my protocols.